All right, everybody, it's 2 o'clock. It is, what month is it? It's April 13th. This is the 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I guess if you're in Pacific, that would be 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time call. We do this every day of the week, except for Sunday. My name is Sarah on the Tribe 100X Discord and the dApp and things like that. My name shows up as My Pony. And so that's how you might know me throughout the Vetter community. And I'm just a Vetter community member. I absolutely love Vetter. I'm newer to crypto, started last year. Thank goodness that I found Vetter at that time, because it took this crazy world that, a lot of people maybe hop into and hop out or have a bad experience, or people who are wanting to hop into cryptocurrency but don't want to do it alone, or are afraid of what might happen because they just don't know anything. Vetter offered me that space. And what this call aims to do is take people who are maybe newer into cryptocurrency, or newer just on the Vetter dApp, or maybe you purchased Vetter several months ago, but now you're ready to actually utilize the platform. You're ready to maybe scout, maybe ready to vet, go on and do some great voting, and you want to do a good job at it. You want to be successful. So that's what this call aims to do. So in this call, we will do just kind of a general overview. We'll go over the dashboard. We'll talk about a few features, but I'll save a lot of that towards the end if there's specific questions, if you want to go deeper, because I really want to take a look at the calendar and really get down to the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. Also today, we're going to talk about no FOMO. It's a great topic for me because I'm pretty, as you can probably tell if you don't know me, just even by my voice, like I love this. I get super excited about it. I definitely made, some mistakes hopping into it. So for those of you who don't know what FOMO is, it's fear of missing out, right? And it happens a lot, especially in things like cryptocurrency, because, we'll hop on, we'll see a project, you can go to PooCoin or anywhere right now and see all sorts of ads for different projects. And of course, every, project, well, I shouldn't say every, because typically the really good ones aren't saying, hey, this is going to be the next, 1000x coin. But, you can find a million of those where the project, the developers, the advertisers, things like that are saying how great the token is. And there's a lot of people that maybe hop in something they wish they didn't. And so it's a no FOMO, what you should know kind of day. And of course, there's no guarantees in crypto. There's no guarantees in anything, right? And so all we can do is come together in this crowdsourcing way that Vetter has provided a beautiful, amazing, incredible, lots of adjectives platform for, so you can go on, you can not only see what cryptocurrencies are launching and what's happening in the crypto space, but you also get the feedback from other members of the community, the members that have scouted the project, the members who have vetted the project. And of course, because this is done in such a genius way, you can also look at the rankings, which I'll show you in a minute. We'll go over in a second about the people who have been proven time and time again and have moved up in the ranks, showing that they're bringing quality projects, or they're doing a great job vetting projects, and you can follow those folks. So that's what we're doing. None of today, or nothing that you're doing with Vetter or myself. I am most certainly not a financial advisor. Although since I've been on Vetter, a lot of family thinks that I am. I get a lot of financial advisor calls, but I'm not a financial advisor. Even the projects we'll look at on the calendar today, I'm not recommending them. I'm not recommending that you invest in crypto whatsoever. And Vetter isn't either. They're not financial advisors. Nobody is telling you to invest in cryptocurrency or what to buy. So it's all just education and fun and opportunity to really dive in. This is also an interactive call. So if you have questions, if you have, you can unmute yourself, you can pop in the chat. I'll be asking kind of throughout, hey, does anybody have any questions about what I just said? And again, my excitement for it, and then also the fact that I want to get into the meat and potatoes I'm also going to go through some of the things kind of quickly because, this call is 50 minutes from now, it will end so that the next group can get on for the next call, which is 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. If you are a tier 4 or a Vetter Discord member, you have access to that trading call. And so that call has to come up next. And I'm really trying to bring you the value that you're looking for. But please feel free, stop me, say, hey, Sarah, hold on a second, and we can look at anything or answer any questions you have. So before we get going, does anybody have anything to ask, share, anything that, they're hoping to cover or get from this call? And I see that somebody's raising your hand. You shouldn't have to, but.
Phyllis, this is Brian. Can I ask something real quick?
This is Sarah, but go ahead.
Oh, Sarah, you sounded like Phyllis. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what incubator is? I just started and became a tier 2 level vetter, and I wanted to just kind of know what the incubator was about, or maybe you could just kind of suggest some ways, because I really have no background in finance, and I'm just trying to get an idea as someone who's new to the platform, how to get the most familiar with it. And I guess since I'm a tier 2 now, I have access to the calendar. But what are some of the things to start looking at and familiarizing myself with,
Okay, well, great questions. And that is actually what I'll do kind of in the first probably 10 minutes of this phone call is we will go through some of that. And, if you have any deeper questions along the way, I can certainly show you, but 100%, that's kind of where we're going to start. Okay, so
Thank you.
roll with me for a minute. I'm so happy you guys are here. And for the tier 4 folks, and for the 3 o'clock Zoom, if you're a Tribe 100X Discord member, you can go into the updates tab, which is kind of on the top in the Tribe 100X Discord. Let me log in here and then we can get rolling, and I'll also show you where you can find the recordings in the, there we go, logged in. You can find the recordings in the video vault as well. Hello, Sleepy Guard. Hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so that's what the beginning of this call is. So I'm just going to kind of start going through, and if there's any deeper questions, as I go through some of it, please feel free. Okay, so we see here that I'm logged in. We're talking about no FOMO today. So just as anything with cryptocurrency, always double check the sites you're on. Double check the links you're on. It would be super hard to duplicate this. But again, since it's no FOMO day, I'm going to make sure, just always make sure you're on the right websites. I have all of mine saved in my favorites so I can go directly to it. And I know that it's the appropriate link. Okay, so logging in, I can see my voter rank. I can see, what I would make today as a voter in Scout. And this is per vote. Okay, so as a purple voter, I could earn 100 Vetter per vote. And of course, as always, make sure that you learn, understand how to vote appropriately, because we're not just coming in seeing, that I can make 300 Vetter today. I want to make sure that I keep this purple ranking, but really it's not about me. It's about my contribution to the platform to make sure that, there's integrity in everything we see. Okay. We can see this hot list immediately. So if, you're a busy person and, you have a couple minutes, you can just hop on this hot list and see these hot list tokens. And this will take you directly to that token on the calendar. Okay. So that's always a great way to get started. And you can do the same thing right here. one of the great features here, and again, I'm just going to walk through some of this quickly, the gains and tips. It's always amazing to see, 15x's, 10x's, 2x's, all these things going on every single day, all day on the Vetter platform. And you can really start to look at this and see these names. Okay. It's one of the things I'm looking for. KV Vetter 100x. I know that I am always going to see KV Vetter 100x getting gains, getting tips, and that will make it to where I'm watching what that person does. Okay. Quick overview on the tiers. The purple is the highest ranking. So if you see somebody with purple, and we're going to go a little bit deeper into that when we take a look at the calendar, if you see somebody that's ranked purple, that means that in whatever category they're ranked purple on, that they have been proven time and time again that they're bringing quality, whether it's with their voting, their scouting, their vetting, whatever it is. Green is the next level down. That person, I worked pretty hard to get to green, bringing some good projects to the calendar and making sure that I'm taking the time to bring quality. And then I'll tell you that there's some beiges that you will find some good projects. And maybe this person is just an up and coming and they'll soon be purple, or, maybe they were green or purple and they had a couple that, didn't do so well. Again, there's no guarantees. We can do the best we can do. And again, today we're going to really learn what we're looking at to decrease the risk. You're never going to take away the risk, but we're talking about decreasing the risk while investing in cryptocurrency. If somebody's red, I'm probably not going to watch or follow anything they're doing, other than I might even look at the projects they've posted and learn from it. And we'll see them in a minute, like how to spot rug pulls video, so that you can make sure that as you're getting into this, you're understanding kind of what not to do, which of course always tells us what to do as well. Okay. Team stats. This is a great place to look at to find places to follow on the platform. And for those of you who are wondering, like, where do I start? What do I do here? This is a great way. I know that if I have 10 minutes to look at the calendar, maybe I won't just search for purples. And again, we'll look at the calendar in a minute. Maybe I'll search for anything that this top tip scout has been doing. Okay. I can search for them on the calendar and see what, and I'm just going to highlight. I guess I can't, but I can type in KVetter 100x on the calendar. So we'll do that in a minute. So you can see these ranking systems here that we were talking about, right? So this person is a purple in voting, vetting, scouting, in the project successes that they have posted in the first 24 hours. That's this first one, the first 7 days, the first 30 days, and overall. So is this a person that I can save some time and really look at and see what they're doing? And in the future, I can follow this person and, know anytime they post something? Heck yes. So they're the top tip scout. Well, how did this person receive tips? People most likely invested in the projects that this person scouted. They did well on it, right? They 2x, 10x, 15x. There's like, 2600x or 5600x, at one point, and they're getting tipped in Vetter. Top paid scout, top paid Vetter. Are you seeing a little bit of a trend here? Absolutely. So we know who these people are that we are going to be watching. We're going to take a quick look into the video library. So this houses just a lot of the videos. If you're newer, hey, welcome, start here, kind of start walking through the process. You can see an actual trade that occurred live. This is a project that I also found and accessed because of the Vetter calendar I invested into. And it turned out super well for me too, and for most people who invested in it. Okay. You can check out some videos of influencer marketing. Not only are they cool and, watch people talk about Vetter and, people who are in the crypto industry and have a ton of followers, but also you can learn a lot from them based on the features that they're walking you through. It's a great place to come. And then of course, different support videos, how to vote properly. You know, this should have like a little gold star on it, because again, that creates the integrity of the system to where I know that when somebody has a specific ranking, that they've earned it. And, you know, and that comes from voting properly. How to spot rug pulls. That's one of the things that I would do immediately for some of you new folks, to be able to hop on there and recognize the things that, you know, a rug pull is basically anyone can create a token. So they've created a token, they take everybody's money and they run with it. Okay. So when you learn what not to do, you're also learning what to do, what to look out for. So I highly recommend this. And, you know, I've watched pretty much every video in here twice. And then as a Tribe 100X Discord member, I've watched all the resources in there, and it's made it to where hopefully I can retire this year. And that's not a pipe dream. That's not an anything. That means that because of this opportunity that we have in cryptocurrency right now, and with the support that you can find through Vetter in this crowdsourcing resource, you know, it has become a distinct possibility that at 40, you know, hopefully the rest of my life, I can just be serving the world with the gifts that I'm here to bring, rather than slaving away for somebody else's dream. You can also come in here and just learn the basics of how to set up wallets and things like that, and doing it safely, different support. I am going to come down here. You can see the Vetter Trading Club things, and these are the different recordings. So if you are a tier 4 member, you will have access to these in this video vault, or again, as a Tribe 100X Discord member, you can see those links posted in the updates. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, great. We're going to hop to the calendar. And again, anytime, throw something in the chat or unmute yourself if you have a question. Okay, so this is what I see logged in as a tier 4 member of the Vetter platform. Okay, so, you know, tomorrow I can see, let's see, what, 35 projects, and take a look at those and see if there's anything that I'm interested in investing in. Typically, I look a little further out because I like to have a little bit more time, because every single day, if I'm leading up to a pre-sale, I'm investigating, I'm watching, I'm asking questions, I'm researching. And again, we're going to look into some of that in a little bit. So I'm going to look up Vetter 100X. And you can see that these people that you follow, and there's a lot more, you know, Vetter 100X is just one of my favorites that I follow, because again, their track record is fabulous. They're scouting, they're vetting, they're doing all the things right that would make them somebody that I would follow. But let's say you want a little bit more of a broad view, and we'll go back in and look at this in a minute. But for right now, I want to show you other ways that you can hop on here and streamline your search. Okay, so for me, there's a lot of people, you know, super excited about Kronos, and I've invested in one project on there. A lot of the times, you know, I just know that for ease and for comfortability, again, I'm not an expert in this, I know that I typically stick with the Binance Smart Chain Network. So I can click on Binance and it's going to start sorting through. Okay, so instead of 35 projects tomorrow, there's, you know, 20, whatever, 26, 27. All right. So you can look at launch pads. If you have specific things, you know, preferences on launch pads, you can put that in there. If you have specific categories, maybe you're excited about gaming, meme, rewards, utility. For me, I am really strong on utility with rewards mixed in. That's just something that, you know, I've gotten a little spoiled with some really good rewards, and I love having the utility. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. So for now, I'm going to click utility. I love having the opportunities. I've been a part of fair launches. So that's the public launch. I love the pre-sales, private sales, like VPAD that is upcoming, or, I put VPAD in quotes, but you can't see me because the name of VPAD will change. So that's why I'm doing my little air quotations. But there's specific private sales that you can get involved with and have an unbelievable opportunity. But of course, as with everything else, there's considerations in that. Maybe, some people don't have assets that they want held up, for a little while in a private sale while they're going through the process to get to the pre-sale, then to get to the launch, right? So if I'm just interested in finding pre-sales before they hit and before they launch, I can do that. And again, for this purpose, let's do green plus. Don't underestimate the beiges. If I only have a little time, I might choose purple only, but I also don't like to take out, different opportunities. Okay. So the Oracle also, what the people that have proven that the projects they're posting are doing well in these times, I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to refresh this. And then you see that our choices have really cut down, right? Like I've just chosen utility. I've just chosen Binance. I've just chosen pre-sales. I can choose a little bit more, right? Like I can choose, let's see rewards too. And I'm kind of excited about gaming. I think the gaming industry is, a big thing, and you can really start to streamline your results. Now, I don't know this token. And I'm actually going to go to something else. I'm just going to flip through here for a minute. And find something that has been vetted as well, because that will help with some of my points a little bit better. And actually, since we've gone through and I've kind of shown you how to take out some of the things you may not want to see, or, find the things quickly that you're interested in, we're just going to go to KVetter 100X. I'm going to find something that has both a scouting and a vet on it. I'm going to find something that has both scouts and vetters that have a proven track record, because I think it'll help my point a little bit. Okay. Also, many of the private sales now have some kind of vesting of tokens. Yes, 1,000,000%, Aaron, that's something to look out for. And that is something that we will most definitely look through on any project. That's one of my questions. So the point here on the calendar, when we're coming into the calendar and we're checking it out, again, it's not a given. Just because these two people that I follow, both of them, are purples, and maybe it fits into some of the other things that I'm really interested in. Still, what I'm doing is, as I'm coming through here, I put on my little detective suit. Okay. So I have a pen and paper next to me, and, I may be surfing through, and if I see one I like, I may heart it, and I can save it for later, and have it attached to kind of my dashboard or, my personal profile and stuff, so that I can have quick access to it later. But as I'm going through, I'm going to be asking questions. Okay. I'm going to be gathering questions, and some of those questions will be answered when I go to their website and their white paper. Some of them will be answered as I go to their Telegram. I'm even honestly hoping that there's a question I have that I don't find the answer to all of those things, because one of the first things I'm going to do if I have interest in a project is I'm going to check out their Telegram, see what my feelings are there, and we can talk about that a little bit, because it really is important. It's, highly utilized in the crypto space, and the token telegrams can tell us a huge amount about that token, but I'm hoping that I have a question, and I'm sure I'll find one, right? That I can ask in the telegram, and I can see how quickly they respond and how well they respond. That's part of communication that we're going to talk about in a minute with these projects. But I'm also looking for things like, is there a vesting period? That's really important to me, because for me to invest in a project that has a vesting period, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that's when you purchase in at a pre-sale and you're only getting a percentage of your tokens at a time. So for example, I invested in a pre-sale maybe in December or so, to where every 3 months I get somewhere around 20 to 25% of my tokens. Okay, some of them are longer. There was one that we looked at on last week's call, and you can, take a look at that recording in YouTube if you'd like. But it was one that there were 3 different pre-sales, and there was a different vesting period for each one. So, some of them, you're not going to have 100% of your tokens in your wallet able to access, sell, do different things with until, I think it was like, 10 months or something like that. If I'm going to invest in a project that has a vesting period, I dang well better be okay with having my tokens and my money tied up in there for the long haul, because, without a longevity of project, or maybe, if there's a vesting period, man, I really want to know about this team. I really want to look at their roadmap on their white paper. I want to see how they've been hitting their goals so far. I want to see what their long-term plans are for marketing, and if I feel that they're capable to pull that off. So let's just kind of search through this token really quick, and then we're going to go into specifics about, don't FOMO. Here's what you should know before you invest in a project. And again, the world of crypto is ever changing, ever evolving. And that's one of the benefits of being involved with this team, is we're also learning the new things to look for. Some of the rewards and some of the, different staking options and stuff like that wasn't even there when I started last November. Okay. And because I have access to this community, and we're always looking at the new things to be on top of, this list will ever expand. Okay. So here's just the basic information about this project: the name, the symbol, where they found it, what network it's on, the utility, that it's a private pre-sale. One of the first things I always go to is the red flags, because if I don't like what the red flags say, it could be such a red flag to me that I'm out, that I say, no, this isn't something that I'm super interested in. But there's also red flags where it's like, oh, okay, that just gives me, a couple more questions, but I'm really liking some of these other things that I see, and, kind of continuing on from there. So the positives about it, an ecosystem that allows users to buy and sell real estate. So, I'm going to start thinking like, wow, could this really become a big thing? What does that look like? How fast is the adoption of something like that going to be? Again, this is for me to come and learn, but also to create more questions. Okay. So digitizing securities, shares, bonds. Might I start looking at other cryptocurrencies that have been in that space before and see how they did? Of course, right? If a launch pad is launching, I'm going to go and see what the other launch pads did. I'm going to look at the comparable features. I'm going to look at their market cap. I'm going to, this is such a great opportunity to really learn more about what's coming. And sometimes you find, when you start looking just at the type of project in general, you start searching the internet, and you can really find like, oh, wow, this is probably the future of, what's happening here. And then again, you have to wonder how well they're going to be doing it. Okay. So second pre-sale round. So that means there's a first pre-sale. What might I want to know about the first pre-sale, what would my question be? I'm gonna give you guys a second to unmute. If we're looking at a second pre-sale round, what might I want to know about the first pre-sale?
Would you want to know how quickly it sold out?
Absolutely. I want to know, I might even look through the Telegram and, you probably go to the pins and find that area. I want to know how well it was done. I want to know if it was organized. I want to know how much they raised. I want to know how quickly it filled. If they were only trying to get a minimum of 50 BNB and a maximum of, let's say, 200 BNB, and it took 2 days to fill, probably not a ton of hype around the project, right? So I want to know how it did. And again, how organized it was. I probably would go and check all of that out. And another question that brings up is, okay, well, how much did they raise in that first pre-sale? And if they're looking at, I look at their white paper in a minute and they're trying to do some huge amount of utility and they're only trying to get a couple hundred BNB, I'm going, oh man, are they going to be able to pull this off? And do they even know what it's going to take to pull this off? Yep. Did the first pre-sale fill? If not, how close was it? And again, how fast did that happen? Is it one of those things where they tried to get 400 BNB and it took days and they had to relaunch and, hit the roadmap again? And maybe even if it's a great enough project and everything else starts to check out, that might not take me out of something. It most likely would, but again, this is all just personal preference, right? Like you are not talking to a financial advisor here, but in some instances, people starting, they realize, oh shoot, like I have a lot to learn. Maybe I'm going to go and start working with the best marketers in the business. Okay. And so it wouldn't necessarily take it out. It just, again, starts adding up some more questions that I'm going to want to find out. So we have a pre-sale price, the launch price, where it's going to be listed, pre-sales. I'm not even sure what 500 ESX bonus is. I'm sure it means something to somebody, but it does not to me. Oh, that's probably that's the token symbol. Okay. So that means that because of participating in the pre-sale, they're going to get a bonus of 500 as a thank you. Okay. And then they're rewarding people for buying higher. So I actually have not seen that before. And that, I've seen it as far as staking, like, VPAD's definitely going to have that and, different ways like that, but they're actually giving people bonuses as they're buying more. Okay. We have their website, we have their tokenomics. So 30% for marketing, which is pretty darn high. Usually you see anywhere from, 3 to 7%. So I want to know who they're using. That's one of the first questions I'm going to ask. If they're going to do so much marketing, that could be a wonderful thing, or 30% of the budget, or 30% in their tokenomics, it's allocated for marketing. And if it's somebody who's going to do a terrible job and it's taking away from some other areas, right? Like I don't want 30% spent on terrible marketing, but if they're going to bring in the best in the biz and take 30% of it, woohoo, so again, just more questions. Passive income. So, you can see that there's some rewards there, and we're going to go up to the vetting and see what else we can find out here. So we see here that there's 8,763 people in their Telegram group, which is wonderful. And what might my question be if I see this number? Yeah. how many are bots, if any? So when we go to the Telegram, hey, you're just like, I wish I had something to give you because you're just rocking it. So my first question with that is, okay, are these real people or are they bots? That's typically answered pretty easily by a few things. One, if there's a CAPTCHA, so if I have to prove I'm a human going into the Telegram group, that's always great, right? Because it's not just going to be bots. Now they could have had the botted thing and then put the CAPTCHA. So that's something I'm going to look at too. I'm going to see how many people are actually active in the Telegram group, what they're saying, how many responses are, how many likes are on major posts. There's sometimes when pictures are posted, you can actually see how many people have seen it. So there's been launches in the past where it was like 100,000 people in their Telegram. And I'm going, there's no way this could be true. And then they're posting things. And I can see or saw on that launch that within a couple minutes, like 20,000 people had seen it, right? And they're not saying that. That's Telegram showing how many views. And so those are the types of things that, you can do to see. And showing that it's vibrant here, that's a great sign. Like, okay, like kind of liking what I'm seeing so far, right? Again, don't know anything about this project yet. There's 64 pin messages. There is an anti-bot, which is already one of the questions we had, right? So already our questions are starting to get answered. And this is just part of the power of Vetter and why it is one of the millions of reasons of why it's so amazing. Okay. At the time of vetting, channel wasn't vibrant, but I'm going to say that because it's Christmas Eve, right? We'll look back and forth and it's a vibrant channel, overall healthy, a fully doxed team. So that is saying that we know who the team is. They're not, blanking out their pictures. There's some accountability. We have LinkedIn addresses. We have information about them. So far I'm going, okay, right? I would probably go in here. I love the fact that they have several AMAs, which are Ask Me Anythings. And I would go, if I was going to invest in this project, I would go and listen to every single one of these. And I'd also see if there was an upcoming AMA. Oh, let's see, looking to get them an AMA with Vetter. And that would be awesome. We have a white paper, which is amazing and something that we can look at. Let's check this out. Right. The quality too in the Telegram, not just, like let's moon, win Lambo, that kind of stuff. It's actually good quality people, which also can tell you a lot about the token. Of course, it's still crypto and you're going to have, some people who are win Lamboing, and the higher quality the project, if you look at the Vetter Telegram groups, they're unlike most any Telegrams out there. You can tell it's serious investors, people who are really, really wanting to look for quality, be involved in quality, and then also bring quality. Okay. So let's get into the no FOMO, what you should know now that we've gone through some of these, and we'll check some of this out. Okay. And you'll find that a lot of this has been answered or, there's indicators of it based on this. And then we'll also look at the white paper, the website, and the Telegram, which I would never invest in a project without looking at those. Some projects, if you're in a private sale or in early enough, the white paper may not be done, right? Like I have a ton of money invested in the VPAD private sale, and there isn't a white paper yet because it's a private sale. That's what some of these funds are going to. But I know all of these other things about the project, and so it allows you to make different decisions. So number one, and these are from Mike, okay, from Vetter. So number one is the communication. All right. So I want to know on any token that I'm investing in, what is the communication like from their team? What is it like in the Telegram? Are they answering questions? Are they answering questions in depth? Are they answering questions, in a way that displays professionality? How often are they communicating? Are people having to, be in the Telegram like, hey, where's our answers? What's going on? Like, where's the dev team? What's happening here? And then also in the AMAs. To me, the AMAs, which again are the Ask Me Anything that the projects do, hopefully do, not all of them do. So that would be another red flag. Like, are they communicating through AMAs? Are they coming to the community with information? And are they willing to answer hard questions about their project? One, they may be willing and answer professionally, and you may not like the answers they're giving you, right? Like I could say, I could go into the AMA and say, and I'm sure some of this information will be on the white paper too. But I can say, hey, I see that you have allocated 30% from this sale to marketing. What are your plans with that? Who are you using? Why did you choose 30%? I see that it's, kind of a bigger number that I see. What does this look like? Okay. And I may not like the answer, even with great communication. Or hopefully it's a yes to everything, but I'm willing to not FOMO, right? I have so many projects that I can look at every single day. Why would I jump into something that I'm not doing backflips over? There's just no reason to. Number two, the hype. And we kind of have talked about that, just even looking at the number of people in the Telegram group and that it was vibrant. We'll see more when we look at the communication that is occurring inside of the Telegram group and see if people are excited, the quality of the people and the responses that are excited, what that actually looks like, how much excitement is there. We also went over that when we were talking about how fast the pre-sale filled up, right? We don't know that at this time, but we could find out how quick, how much were they trying to raise? Was it a decent number? And is it like some of these that you're racing within the first 5 minutes to get in and be able to participate? Or was it a long drawn out, like pulling teeth process to where they were just trying to get enough to make the project go? Is the launch pad reputable? Is this somewhere that you feel safe connecting your wallet to? And if you don't know it and you don't know the Launchpad, that's another great reason to have a platform like Vetter, even in the Vetter support group, or just talking out, hey, has anybody seen this Launchpad? What are your feelings about it? The Tribe 100X Discord is a great place for things like that. Hey, I haven't seen this before. What do you know about this Launchpad? Okay. If it's on the little oracle on the calendar, it's a reputable Launchpad, right? It's one that is used frequently and it's reputable. Is the liquidity locked? So can it be converted to dollar, to money and currency? Okay. What does that look like? The audience target and sentiment. Are they reaching the market that they're attempting to reach? This is, for real estate and things like that. Are they going to be, are they reaching that market, and who are they marketing to? One of the examples that Mike gave in the training video when I first started, when you join the Tribe 100X Discord, you go through some great trainings on what you're actually looking for on these things. And he's talking about, some of these tokens, especially last year and before, where a lot of them are just memes where there's no real utility. You're not really buying anything except for a picture of a goose, and the target for some of these were people that were just the win Lamboers, right? They were like giving away cars, and there were a lot of people excited about it. Now, does that mean that the project is going to be successful? Absolutely not. So we want to know who that audience is, the sentiment of it, and if they're reaching them. Because let's say they're doing some goofy stuff that maybe, isn't something that really like gets my engines going. But if they're reaching that market and I'm maybe just looking for a good RIP project that has a lot of hype that, I can get in, and maybe I don't believe in the long-term plan of the project, but I know probably within 24 hours, I can turn at least a 2X. maybe I'd look at that, right? So we have the option of not keeping our money in. You can just double your money and, go have a great day. Watching for shenanigans. Kind of went over that when we were looking at the calendar, and I had said, hey, I'm probably, if I'm hopping on the calendar, I'm probably looking at least a week out, because I want to, and preferably, a lot of the projects that I'm involved in the pre-sales, because of the vendor calendar and community, I know about them, 3 weeks to a month out, sometimes more. And I'm just like chomping at the bit, waiting for the opportunity to get in. And during that time, I am watching every single day what's changing, how the developers and how, what the communication's like, what the mods are, what's going on in there, and watching for things that will make me turn away, because I'm not FOMOing. I am choosing projects that I believe in, that I believe are quality, and that can at least get me that 2x initially, if not be something that I'm invested in the long term. And I may be involved in a mixture of both, right? Like there's certain projects that I'm invested in right now that I've taken out my initial investment plus a little profit. So, I don't have any skin in the game, but the moment that it goes woohoo and it starts mooning to the sky, there's some that I'll get the heck out, and I know it, right? And so I'm watching them all the time. But always just watching leading up to that sale, going, okay, is this something that I want to put my money in? Remember, you're investing in a business. It's easy to look at it just as, a token on the internet, and, it gets real fun trading and all that stuff, but you're investing in a business and in a team. You're investing in saying, I believe in, and that's why having them doxed is so amazing, and learning their history right here. I'm happy to hear, there's somebody that's the head of real estate for a real estate token that has 20 plus years experience in the real estate market, right? Knowing these things really helps to make sure that we're investing in a business that we believe might be able to do something. Okay. And then the website, of course, if I'm ordering anything, let alone putting in money in and investing in a token, I'm going to look at the quality of their website. Did it look like it was thrown together last night, that they don't care about the project? Just the website alone can give me a clue on whether I feel like a project is a rug pull. If they're just trying to throw it together and there's some shenanigans going on, and their white paper looks like something that I could do after working a 12-hour day, while I'm sitting down for dinner, probably not something that I want to invest in. And then the last one here, before we go and actually look at some of these things quickly, we're going to look at the white paper for this project. We're going to look at the website. We're going to hop in the Telegram. I'm going to try and do that all within the next 7 minutes. Good thing I talk fast, right? But the last one is there utility to the coin? And this is where projects like Vetter and some of these others are so amazing, because it's not the old way of crypto where it's a cute picture of a something, right? People are doing metaverse and multiverse and platforms that are to be used, things for real estate, and again, some of it we have to question. Okay, well, it has this utility, but how widely adoptable is this going to be? What's the wouldn't it be great if everybody was using, this token for this? What's the probability of that happening? And then what is the timeline? But these projects that have utility, for myself personally, if I believe in the utility, if I believe in the team's capability of creating utility that is going to be functional and of benefit, if I believe it can be widely adopted, I would much rather be investing in something that has sustenance, something of use, something with value, than a token that doesn't. Okay, so there's that spiel. Right. Any spelling mistakes on a website is a red flag for me. I feel ya. You know, it's kind of like a dating site, right? Like if back when I was single, like if I was on a dating site and somebody spelled all the words wrong, it's, you know, fine, but it's just not for me. That's a red flag for me too, to where how much time are you putting into this and do you care about it? And again, I look at it as if I am investing in someone's business. And am I going to become a business partner, right? Technically, I'm becoming a business partner. I have a fraction of those tokens. Am I going to invest in somebody's business that doesn't really seem to care about it? And the answer for me is no. No matter how much hype, no matter how much whatever. You know, it's funny, like I said, people come to me now and say, hey, you know, what do you think of this token? And a lot of times it's just hype stuff. And, you know, it's a no. Okay, so there's a CAPTCHA here, right? So I have to prove that I'm a human. I love that I have to prove that I'm a human in this group, right? So I'm going to quickly look through. I'm going to see how many people are writing and what they're writing. I'm seeing, you know, a little bit more memes than I get super excited about. I'm looking for these admins. I'm seeing their responses. I'm looking at the questions asked. Okay, first, we already are getting our questions answered here. First round of pre-sales was sold out in 3.5 minutes, and the second round in 2 minutes. What might I still ask about that? Yeah, some people will fake it. That is definitely true. That's where more AMAs, more, you know, LinkedIn's, which anybody can make a LinkedIn too, right? Like there's, again, all we're doing is making it safer, smarter for us to invest. Okay. So if I see that it sold out in 3.5 minutes and 2 minutes, that could be 5 BNB, right? I want to know how many BNB that is. I'll start going through here, you know, start getting some of these other questions answered. And I know we're running out of time here. I like the little look of this. That's cute. You know, they're taking the time to make some graphics and stuff. Again, sometimes you can, ooh, see, we have lots of likes and responses. That makes me happy. The last time they had 8,000 members, they now have 14,000 with the CAPTCHA, right? So that's great. I would go through and I would listen to the AMAs and see what I felt about that. And just for time's sake, because I have 2 minutes, I'm going to hop on here really quick. Oops. Start trying to hurry and then so I'm going to look at their website. I love it when they have countdowns. It's actually quite pretty. And again, they're looking to do an AMA with Vetter. This is something I'll probably look at. I'll probably check out their videos. I'll listen to their AMAs. I'll see if there's something, you know, I'll continue to see if it's something that I'm interested in. The roadmap is going to tell you what they're planning on in the future, what that 40% for the marketing is going to, right? Which again would still be my question. I'm going to start looking at these folks, seeing if they're real people. I'm going to check out their white paper, which I still haven't seen so far, but there was a link to the white paper in the Vetter platform. Okay, before we have to hop on in a moment, does anyone have any burning questions? Did that answer some questions for you? Did that help you out at all? Thank you so much. And we really want to get more activity for the new folks coming in here because of course, we want people to be educated and supported. So if you did enjoy this today, if you learned something from it, please give a shout out in the Telegram groups because that will gain awareness, that will help us gain awareness for people and help them be supported so they're not out FOMOing, they're not out, making mistakes. And yeah, so please share your feedback there. Always, hop on the calls when you can. My name is Sarah, or My Pony. And I'm so happy everybody was here. I'm so excited for everyone here that they've found Vetter, and we'll see you out there. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.
Hey, Sarah,
Yes.
can I, one last quick question?
Yeah.
I got in Vetter at launch and I did everything you could possibly do wrong. I missed the private sale. I missed whitelist 1. I got on whitelist 2. I learned a hard lesson about the 8-second rule. And then I didn't get in till like 20 minutes late. I dumped a bunch into it. So anyway, I got my fingers burned out of the first rodeo, and that was my fault, not anybody else's, from just not training myself properly. I've recently been aware of these training calls, and I like what I see, obviously. I didn't know that I'm at tier 4. I didn't know that tier 4 had a special call. I have not even logged in to the Vetter community, believe it or not. I just sort of grabbed my blanket and hid under the bed.
Yeah.
So I'm about ready to get back into the ring. I got a couple of gentlemen from Texas that are taking heed, and now I got, a support group, if you will. So how do I get in this call that I haven't logged in I'm in Tribe 100X, haven't logged in Vetter, haven't logged in. I'm I don't have anybody to blame but me. So how do I get into this up and coming tier 4 training?
So if you go into Tribe 100X Discord, on the top left, you'll see a thing that says, I think it's updates.
Okay.
And the link should be in there. If you don't see it, the recording will be posted in the Vetter dApp.
Okay.
And let's see. I have so many things going in here. Yep, updates. Right under announcements.
Okay, I'll look into that, Sarah. And I imagine there's videos in the vault that can kind of guide me through this because I'm sort of tech challenged. But
there sure are. Yep.
Okay. I won't waste your time. I appreciate you taking my call. You have a
no. I'd stay on here for an hour longer if I could, but they're going to use this line. But
I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much,
everyone, for being here. And again, we'll see you out there. Look forward to trading with all of you.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.